And I believe we are live. Drip, I know that you're completely awake, absolutely with it tonight, not at all slightly, I was going to say inebriated. You're definitely not inebriated. You're definitely not tired. You're definitely not looking forward. You didn't change it to a onesie. You know, you're not preparing for bed immediately after this podcast.
Oh, no.
I know that.
Obviously not.
You are completely ready to get going tonight. But if you guys are looking forward to this podcast, make sure to fast forward a little bit if you feel like it, or whatever. I've already messed this up. Drip, how you doing, man? You know, we're just hanging out with the pre-show. Here we go.
Yeah.
Podcast a little bit.
I'm good. Got some pizza. Just hanging out, man. Just hanging out. We got a lot of stuff for this one. It's been a week. We haven't had a week.
Oh my dude.
With like actual news for a while, so it's
too
much.
Too much to go over tonight. Like overwhelming amount of stuff. I'm kind of curious if we can keep this episode tamed time-wise. I feel like this could easily turn into an hour and 45-minute episode if we weren't careful.
Don't worry, we'll be careful.
You're gonna fall asleep.
We'll be quite careful.
You're gonna literally fall asleep after 45 minutes of the podcast. So, no. But we got a ton to talk about tonight. Truth be told, Drip, I was actually thinking about asking you to move the podcast to Monday tonight, but I didn't do that. I was like, you know what? I was like, you're gonna suck it up, Geeb. You're gonna suck it up, and you're gonna do the show tonight.
Yeah, I mean, if you would have said Monday, I'd have been like,
yeah, I know you would.
Great. Good night.
Yep. Dude, I was not gonna lie. I told you earlier that the water went out earlier, and earlier this week as well, the power went out for a little while, and I just feel like the entire week is just setting me up for like failure. And I had just finished cutting the grass. I was soaked in sweat and I was covered in dirt and stuff from cutting the grass. I go to turn the shower on and start to shave before that, and like the water pressure goes and there's no more water and there's a water main break. So I'm like, fuck, man. So I like sat there on my underwear back on the couch for like an hour and a half, just like soaked in my sweat and filth. Just like, this is how my week's going, and I want to just push to podcast next week, but I didn't do that.
Hey, man, we haven't technically started the podcast yet, so, if you feel like that's what you need to do,
I'm not giving it to you, man. You're going to suck it up, just like I'm sucking it up. The story is the water came back on. You can't drink it yet, but,
but it's on.
But it's on. I could shower. I resituated myself, and I'm here. What is up, Power Man? How you doing, dude? Oh crap! I didn't do any of the notification stuff. Not a single notification thing.
Me neither.
Crap! Let's do that right now, dude.
Totally forgot about that.
I'm
on it, man. I'm on it.
Yeah,
Today's
I'm on it too. Share. Oh! I almost ended the stream. Oops. That's great.
Whoops.
Almost. Well, I guess we're going to bed. No.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's do these Discord noties real fast. Fuck yeah. Where is it? I can't find it. Pod chat. Where's pod chat? There it is. I didn't do Twitter either. I think I did Twitter the other day, actually. Point. Nope.
All right. There's one.
All right. Discord's out.
Okay. We'll do it here. What is this?
What? Power Mad, what's your favorite leak that you saw from that Xbox Microsoft leak, dude? What's your favorite thing that you saw from there? As I quickly sign into my Uncle Geeb account and share the poopcast. And share the... Oh, that's me. Share. Create a post. This show is massive tonight.
Okay. Anyway.
Okay. Sharing is all done. We're good. We're here.
Yes, I have also done that.
Cool. All right, guys. How we doing? Welcome to
Did you see there's a Bluey game?
Bluey! I actually don't know what the Bluey song is.
Not bad.
I feel like it might be. Is that what song is that?
That's tequila.
Bluey! Hey!
Da-da-da-da-da-da. Bingo! Da-da-da-da-da. Oh.
Microsoft wanting to buy Nintendo, saying it was the best thing for Nintendo. I laughed so hard I started to cry. Yeah, that was rich. That was rich from old Philly boy. And we're going to talk about that tonight at some point when we get to it. There's so many things to talk about. I'll give you guys the quick little rundown here after I pulled it up again from notifications. So a little rundown for you guys. We got. I'm going to get to a poll question I posted today or the other day on the YouTube community tab. Unity. There's a whole controversy with Unity. That's crazy. The Unity is a game engine if you're not familiar. We'll get to that tonight. The DLSS specialist, Nintendo, basically, not really, that's not what they're calling it, machine learning specialist, but Nintendo's hiring somebody for DLSS, which is crazy, and just confirms everything we've always thought. Activision met with Nintendo last year to talk about Switch 2, which is crazy. And then the whole Microsoft leak, which is just Xbox leak, I should say, which is insane. So much going on there. And of course, the headline from there, Microsoft apparently thinks, Phil Spencer thinks that, Nintendo would be better off to be purchased by Microsoft and have their games outside of their own platform. And that's just absolutely bananas. That we'll talk about later tonight. This is the pre-show. Here's what we're doing. We're talking. Chat.
Yeah. I mean, it's going to be a good show.
I'm trying to help you. I'm trying to help
Microsoft. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know. We'll talk about it in a bit. Obviously.
Kashi, what's up? Is that how you pronounce your name? Kashi? Kayashi? I don't. How do you pronounce your name, Kashi? Well, how you doing? Welcome to the stream.
Hayashi?
Maybe. Too many late night drinks. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
It's another thing we're gonna talk about tonight, dude. Don't let me forget. I feel like it would be noteworthy to take a second and really just talk about how nuts this leak is. Like, it's the biggest leak possibly that will ever be leaked. I mean, like, especially if this stuff starts happening, like, because to our understanding, isn't it a bit of the information is kind of old? Like, this was like last year or 2 years ago information, especially the game list. Like Starfield was supposed to be released in 2022, so that means that list had to be made in like 2021.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's stuff on there that hasn't even come out yet.
Kiyoshi.
There's
Kiyoshi.
What, a new Doom game? What was it called? Doom Ground Zero or Zero something? I don't remember.
I don't remember. I'll try to.
There's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. It's too much. I believe that game list, was created 2 years ago, based off of the release dates of everything. If I'm not mistaken, but thank you, Mega Boy. Leave in bed, guys. Put the link.
Yeah, I should probably pull that stuff up.
Yeah, all the links are there. All the links are there.
Oh yeah, we have links. I need to get them from there.
Mm-hmm.
The remodel Xbox is round. I kind of like it.
I actually like it as well. I really do. Some people compared it to the Apple trash can computer of a few years back.
Exactly like that.
And I
think
like
that's why
that
I like
too.
Because I liked it.
Yeah. You and I in the minority there. Everybody, I feel like everybody
I don't think anybody else.
Pun
thinks
intended.
I
everybody trashed that computer for some reason.
We'll talk about it in a bit, but
yeah,
it's weird that they're. I don't know. It's weird the way they're doing that.
Yeah. Hey guys, if you would not mind slapping that like button, it would help out the stream an absolute ton. Help get this stream pushed out to the masses, to our friends who are not currently our friends, who will be our friends once they find our faces and be like, these guys are cool. We're going to stick around.
Yeah. Let's see. There's that one. We'll get
I know,
that.
right? Kiyoshi, like, Xbox. That actually does make good sense. Like, they are called Xbox. So, like,
listen, I've seen round boxes before.
Have you?
Yes.
You should enlighten me, because I don't recall ever seeing a round box before.
A round box. Let me see. What could come in a round box? A piece of jewelry might come in a round box. There could be many shaped boxes. Heart-shaped boxes. Oval boxes.
The whole boxes, a round box would roll around and would be a very bad box.
Well, it's not round like that. It's just round like this. Not a circle, but there's that too. There's round boxes. A Pokeball would be a round box. I mean, technically, right?
I think you're confusing the word container with box. I don't think that's the same thing.
Container is just another word for a box.
No, box is a word for container.
Yeah? Tomato.
I feel like it's...
Oh, no, my children are... Hang on. They're stealing the music. That's a text.
Get mad at the kids. That's why there's no music. The kids stole your music. That's hilarious. What if they just start playing like copyrighted music on the stream by accident? That'd be kind of funny.
Well, it won't play here.
Remember that time your kids called me? And I told you about that? That was insane. What's up, dude? The monster. How you doing, dude? Are the kids getting it right now? Drip?
Yeah, I'm just telling her, give me like 15 minutes for the pre-show, and then she can have it back.
YouTube Premium?
No, this is Amazon Music.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, I did make a playlist for us, like a private playlist, so we could just open the playlist and the music is there. I made that ages ago. Yeah, a YouTube playlist on our pod channel.
Yo, dude's a monster.
Dude's a monster.
How are ya?
Can be considered boxes.
Driving home.
I guess so, Mega Boyd. Oh, speaking of boxes, Amazon. I have mixed feelings because you guys know how much I despise Amazon as a company and their business model, and how they treat their employees. However, they did something really cool finally. You may have heard, Drip, about the Rivian. Have you heard about Rivian, the car manufacturer, electric car manufacturer?
What happened? Tell me.
Well, Rivian is an electric car manufacturer. They're making trucks right now, like pickup trucks, consumer pickup trucks. But they had a deal with Amazon a few years back to make all of Amazon's delivery vehicles Rivian trucks, electric vehicles. And MKBHD, who does car stuff every now and again, especially electric car stuff, he did a tour. He gave a tour of Amazon's Rivian truck, delivery van truck. It's insane. Like, it's insane. It's amazingly cool. Like, I'd drive that. I would buy one of those if they were for purchase, and just
to drive around every day.
He's about a 6'3" dude, and he can stand up in the vehicle, and it has head clearance. That's pretty cool in and of itself, that no matter pretty much any size person you are, within reason, if you're 7 foot, you probably will scrape the ceiling, but just about any size person can walk in that truck and just walk around, so that's kind of nice. There's a lot of cool things about it. I recommend watching that video if you guys are interested.
I'll check it out.
Yeah.
That is very cool.
It's so cool.
I have some links. This is good enough. I have some links.
We're all going to look up the definition of box. Do it. Let me know.
Yes.
What's up, Full Metal? I didn't say hi to you earlier. What's up?
Yo!
Sister.
What's up, Hari?
What's up, Hari? Hari, the only thing Hari ever does anymore with us, our content, he only comes in, says, sup, Hari, and you never hear from him again.
Yeah, he's probably not here right now.
No, he's gone.
He just came in, typed that,
he's
out.
Gone. Yeah, he's gone.
Either that or he's about to type, I'm here, Hari.
Yeah.
One or the other. We'll see. We will see.
Awesome, dude. Hey, dude, if you played more Switch, I'd hop in your stream more often. Just saying. Let's go, dude. Did he get a Switch? I think he got a Switch.
I don't think so.
His kid. He got a Switch for his kid. Did he not? I'm pretty sure we had that conversation a while back. No?
I'm not sure. I don't think so.
Okay. You need to. So, dude, what you need to do is get a Switch for your kid, steal it from your kid, and then stream with it, because Switch is better. What's up, Tiramisu?
Nice.
Awesome.
There you go. That's the way to do it.
Uh-oh, Drip, we got a hammer. What, you want me to read the quote? The definition?
Yeah, go ahead.
A container with a flat base and sides, typically square or rectangle, and having a lid.
Typically, though.
Flat base. Typically
flat
square,
base.
but flat base.
A box.
And sides. Flat base and sides. That's a box. There are no round boxes. There are circular containers, but there are no round boxes.
Well, then they can change their name to X container instead of Xbox.
I like it. Circles have a side. A side. They have a side, which is one singular side that wraps. Fight me, Primal. How you doing?
I watched Elemental last night.
Elemental, never heard of it.
Disney Plus animated movie. It's good.
Yeah, dude. F-Zero 99, if that's the one you're talking about specifically, 99. F-Zero 99 is awesome. It's so awesome. It's so much fun. You guys may have seen that short I posted on the channel the other day, the clip.
Yeah, it is a ton of fun. It's really good. F-Zero 99 is really, really, really fun. Paper Mario is gonna be good.
That remake looks
Definitely
awesome.
gonna pick that one up too.
Looks really cool. Best thing Disney's made in a while. Really? It's that good?
Elemental. It was good. It was good.
I'm sure
good.
I'm gonna disagree because I love a lot of what Disney's doing with the Star Wars stuff. If that counts in your mind.
oh my God. This week's episode of Ahsoka again.
It's so good. I have to wonder though, people who aren't fully aware what was like the connections with Rebels, how they actually feel about it. I need to ask Mrs. Geeb how she feels about it because I know she
haven't seen Rebels.
Yeah, people haven't seen Rebels.
It's gotta be hard now, especially now. It's like, okay, because I mean, for me, towards the end of this last episode was like, oh, I can't believe this is happening. I cannot believe this is actually happening. Right. It's been years and years in the making. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, a decade plus.
And people who haven't seen it. It's like, all right. I don't know. Yeah.
Excuse me.
I don't know. You got to do your homework now. You got to do your homework. If you want to be involved in the Star Wars and the Marvels, you gotta do your homework.
Well, see, the Marvel, that's too much homework. Marvel's too much homework. That's another conversation for another night. But like, dude, there are multiple decades of content that you need to catch up on to understand the smallest of references in Star Wars, in Marvel. Star Wars, I think they're doing a way better job with making it easily accessible for those people who don't know.
Yeah, but I mean, it's going to get to that. But if they keep doing what they're doing now, it's going to get to that point too, eventually.
If they, unless they continue to do what they're doing in terms of like making it easily understandable, or at least relatable enough that they don't need to know who Ahsoka is background-wise, they'll just slowly understand over time, and that includes the other characters as well. Like Sabine, for example. You don't need to watch Rebels to know who Sabine is. At this point in Ahsoka, you know who Sabine is. You'll know who the other characters are. I won't say their names in particular for spoiler reasons for people. But as you watch this season of Ahsoka, you'll learn who these characters are just within the show season and won't need to go back and watch. Whereas in Marvel, you watch a movie and it's like this, you see a character who has personality and has all of the traits they've already had from previous content, and they don't give you any context. They just show you this. It's like, who is this person? And who's that person?
Yeah.
And who's that person?
But you should have known because they were in that.
And that's what Star Wars is not doing. Star Wars is not doing that with these characters. They're I
don't know.
Slow dripping.
We'll see how it goes eventually. But yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Eventually, it's going to be the same thing. You're going to watch a show later on down the road that say like Sabine is in. And if you haven't watched Ahsoka and they don't explain it there, then you're not going to know who she is. So it could happen eventually. I don't know. Unless they're going to re-explain who she is again.
Yeah.
I would hope they wouldn't do that.
The Xbox looks like an Amazon speaker. It does. Indeed.
You can catch up on Marvel in one 20-minute YouTube video. Also a fair point.
I don't know if that's true. I don't think that's true at all, actually.
I bet I could find you a 20-minute video to catch you up on Marvel right
What
now.
if you didn't even watch the first decade where like the old Marvel crew like Tony Stark?
Yeah, I mean, I think you could probably catch up.
I just don't think it's possible.
I'm going to find you a video. I'm gonna find you one.
Well, for me, I'm more inclined to understand, but like I'm talking about just someone who wants to get into it, who's fresh. It's not accessible for them. They're only catering toward people who have been diehards. And that's a hard business model to go off of, because you're relying on only past people and there's no growth possibility there. Like you had to know beforehand. If you didn't know, you had to do your research. And you're really gonna expect people to do some research to watch a TV show? No. I did for Ahsoka, but not everyone's like me. Oh, so I love Star Wars. Maybe some people's like,
either
way.
I
feel like
did you do the Binbot controller review video? Yes, it's just not out yet. They changed the date on me.
I was gonna say, because I thought you were gonna post
video will come out tomorrow. It is done. It is ready to go. It will be out tomorrow.
Awesome. I feel like you can understand a lot if all you watched were the Avengers movies themselves. But do you understand the Avengers movies, including the spin-off movies, which are necessary as well? There's like 12 movies there. There's hundreds of hours of content you need to catch up on. Which again, I did do that a while back, like back in pre-pandemic times. I was really into all that, and I was watching all the old movies I missed. Because I did watch some, but I missed some, so I filled in the gaps. But I'm just saying, my point is, they're making it really inaccessible for a new fan. Marvel is, where Star Wars is doing a better job at bringing in people who didn't watch the old shows. That's just how I feel.
I don't know. I mean, the way I feel about it is the way that they do this anyway, where they tie different shows together as hard as they tie them together. You're eventually going to get to that point at some point. I don't think there's any getting around it, because you can't just keep re-explaining who everybody is.
Yeah.
So I mean, you kind of gotta plant your flag. Are you gonna connect stuff and go, or are you gonna go back and hold people's hands every time a character comes on screen?
Yeah. I've also kind of grown out of Marvel. I just think that's where I'm at with Marvel. I'm grown out of it. And
that sucks, man.
I might grow back into it. I might get back into it, but I'm just like, you know what? I'm kind of done. I'm done watching the 15,000 spin-off episodes and movies, and
I love them.
And then the multiverse crap. As soon as they started talking about multiverse, I'm like, I'm out. I can't do this anymore. The last thing I watched I really enjoyed was like Endgame. And after that, I'm just like, I'm really kind of sick and over the multiverse stuff. It's like it's just an excuse to make up some stuff.
But it's not. It's not an excuse to make things. They're taking from content that already exists. They're not making anything up.
My complaints are from the 80s, apparently, when these comics were being written, not now. Or whenever these were written. Anyway. Enjoy Marvel, people, including you. Enjoy. And not for me anymore. I'll watch Loki, though. Loki's fun. We should get started.
Loki, season 2 is going to be good. I'm excited.
Yeah. You want to get started?
Sure.
You ready? You throw some cold water in your face?
I'm ready, man. I'm good to go.
Guys, before we get started, please just don't forget to like the stream if you haven't done so already. That helps us out, helps the algorithm, lets people see the show, come on in. It's hard enough that we do this as a live stream. We've already put ourselves at a disadvantage of doing this live because, people go on YouTube to watch videos, not live streams, and they come and they see an hour, 2-hour video, and they're like, I'm not going to watch that. So it's hard enough. Plus, there's a billion podcasts out there, so let's stand out a little bit by the people who come in, pressing that like button. That helps us out a ton. Oh, Shang-Chi was great. I love that too. I'm not saying I don't like anything they're doing. I'm just saying I'm kind of done. I'm over trying to follow everything about it. It's so exhausting. Lenny. Draft sound. Why not? I think I gave that one to you. Yeah, okay. You played that perfectly after I played it, which is you didn't know that because
I didn't know. I didn't
because you can't hear mine, but I can hear yours. All right, guys, let's get this podcast started. There's too much to go over. Hopefully, it's not a 2-hour podcast. Drip might die if we do. This podcast was brought to you by Uncle Geeb Productions. Hey guys, and welcome everyone to the Drip G podcast. I'm your host, Uncle Geeb, and with me is Host Media Gaming. We record this podcast live every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can listen to this podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google, or anywhere you can find a podcast. You also become a member of this podcast, and you get extra podcast content every single month. Guys, we got a ton to talk about tonight. There is too much to talk about. There's a Unity controversy going on right now we need to get over. Nintendo hired a machine learning specialist. There's a huge leak from Microsoft that involves Nintendo, which is probably, guys, this might be the biggest leak in gaming of all time. I mean, I can't think of anything bigger, but only time will tell. Drip. Dude, there's so much to go over, man. But first, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great. I'm doing great, Geeb. It's been a good week. Stuff's happened. There's stuff to make videos about, which is always fun. I mean, I guess there always is, but at least this is very interesting stuff. Lots of stuff happened. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I said earlier in the pre-show, I was like, yeah, my power went out this week. The water went today. There's the water main break happened, and I was sitting down here, not being able to do a whole lot because I was dirty from cutting the grass and sweaty.
Your life sounds like a country song right now. Just want to throw that out there.
When the power was out, I was feeling like a little country bumpkin. Dude, what else am I supposed to do out here? There's no power.
Well,
get my banjo plat.
I got grass on my shoes and I got no water. The power got turned off.
Oh, and I had to shave with the water off, because I have to shave right now, or else I'm not gonna have any time.
Shave with the water
I'm
off.
sitting there with my filtered cup of filtered water, my shaving cup and shaving cream all over me, and I'm wiping off with a towel. I felt like I was like dry rate shaving from a Western movie or something. That's how it felt.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like a Western. I mean, this is perfect for your country song. It all fits. So
yeah,
I'm sorry to hear that. That is rough.
No, listen, absolutely not a problem. I know there's plenty of people out there who can't afford their electric bills, or don't have any running water. And I'm not trying to complain.
At least you got some.
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it's been a rougher week than normal. But I'm gonna manage. I know tomorrow I'll make a little announcement for the people on the podcast. If you guys are fans of Greta Van Fleet, Mrs. G's birthday tomorrow, and her best friend got her and I tickets to go see Greta Van Fleet in Indiana.
Happy birthday, Mrs. Geeb.
Happy birthday, Mrs. Geeb. So yeah, we're gonna be hanging out tomorrow. So I'm looking forward to that. It'll be fun. We got a 4-hour drive up here from northern Illinois down to Indianapolis, Indiana. We got a hotel we'll be staying at.
It's gonna be a
ton of fun. I can't wait to just kind of take a day and a half and just, I guess, the rest of Saturday too. Just kind of do nothing and hang out with her for her birthday. So that'll be a ton of fun. Drip, I'm gonna introduce 2 segments right now. We're gonna go back to back with these segments.
All right.
So the first segment is going to be, I've done it before in the past, Drip and G poll question. We put a poll question out just about every single week. If you're not aware, on the YouTube channel, if you go to our main page and click tab over to community, you can see a bunch of posts that go over there, as well as if you're a member, you see extra posts. But you also see poll questions. And I'm going to go ahead and bring up the poll question that happened this week on the podcast. The question was, Drip, do you own any Nintendo consoles besides the Switch? And I thought this was really interesting because out of 137 votes, only 23% of people have only a Nintendo Switch. I would have thought that number would have been way, way higher, but that kind of...
See, I would have thought it would have been way lower, honestly.
Really? That's fascinating.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
I feel like to most people, the Switch is like a secondary thing.
Yeah. No, I
for
don't.
you and I think it's a little bit different. Like a PC or I don't know, even to my PlayStation, honestly, is kind of a secondary thing.
Yeah.
To most people, I feel like it'd be opposite. So that number actually surprises me. The opposite reason that it surprises you.
Well, okay, so let me go over the numbers. 23% only have a Switch. Excuse me. A little belch. Excuse me. 23% also said they have. This was including. So the question was based if you have a Switch. So 23% have a Switch and an Xbox, but that's it. Only 17%. This is really surprising to me. Only 17% have a Switch and a PlayStation. That's crazy to me. I really thought PlayStation and Switch is the perfect kind of system.
I
double
do feel,
go.
yes, I mean, obviously I have all of them, but yeah, I use my Xbox Never.
Yeah. And then 36% have multiple, including the Switch. So I guess that kind of means all three, we'll say. But the comments, well, I'll shout out some names here. Naturally Yours, Chow. What's up, Chow? Infinite Curly. All you guys, I see you guys commented on the poll. Thank you for that. But yes, then the comments ranged from I only have a Switch because of financial reasons, or I have the one person, I can't remember who, they listed a bunch. Actually, I can tell you who because it's right here in front of me. Infinite Curly, like that's like a Switch, PS5, Xbox One, which is interesting, GameCube, PlayStation, a PC, PlayStation Vita, Game Boy Color, and I'm sure there's probably one or two more they didn't mention, but again, wide range of things here. I really would have thought the majority would have been just Nintendo, especially for our audience. But then again, like you said, Drip, I'm really not that surprised at the end of the day because the Switch is most people's secondary console.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Interesting stuff there, Drip. Interesting stuff indeed.
Quite.
Thank you guys for participating in the polls. We do that every single week, so make sure to head to the YouTube channel and vote on those polls. Another segment I want to introduce this week, Drip. I'm not sure what to call it. For now, we're going to just call it Switch Game of the Month. And we usually, sometimes you and I will do like, hey, what game are you playing right now? But I think right now we're going to do something more like this, where it's a game that you might be playing, but also is a game that maybe isn't even out yet, but you're excited for. So I'm going to let you start, Drip. I believe this game that you're talking about is not even on Switch, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think it's on Switch. I played it today for the first time.
But that's okay.
I only played one round.
But that's okay for that reason that I made that poll for a reason. I wanted to see how many people out there have other stuff, and maybe we can sprinkle in, we can feel free to sprinkle more stuff in that's not necessarily only Nintendo, like, for example, the Game of the Month thing. So, we can bring awareness to games that are on other platforms as well. So, Drip, and I think this game's coming to Switch anyway, but Drip, what's this game you're talking about?
It's Party Animals. It just came to Game Pass. I just said I haven't been playing my Xbox at all, but technically I didn't play this on my Xbox. I played it on the cloud on the Steam Deck.
Yeah.
But it's hilarious. I don't know if you've seen it. It is so funny. You get to just be like an animal, but they're like ragdoll type. And oh my god, it's so funny. I was laughing so hard. But then I had to come down here. That's probably what I'm gonna do when I'm done. I'm gonna go get in bed and play more Party Animals. It is actually it is very funny. It is hilarious. And where did we see that?
I think
we saw that somewhere. Was it the Game Awards?
Yeah, you said that.
Was it a direct or was it the Game Awards? I don't remember where we saw it first, but I know you and I both said like that was hilarious. That was really, really funny. I got to play it today. It's good. I was a unicorn. I decided to go with the unicorn.
Okay.
It's got
ragged. It's like a fighting game, a team fighting game,
sort of,
battle royale fighting game.
What I played was I was like in this winter area. And you have to fight to stay close to the fire. If you get away from the fire, like you turn to ice. And people are like punching you, and they can like pick you up and throw you. But it's like you're a person wearing like one of those big mascot suits.
Right.
But they're all like
ragdoll. It's the ragdoll physics.
It's really funny.
Ragdoll physics is something that I think is a way to describe it, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, it's good though. What about you?
The game that I had there's actually a couple of games, but for now I'm going to start with this one because of this number one reason right here. I'm actually you can't hear Drip, I apologize, but I'm gonna just play real quick a little sound clip for everybody. Here we go.
Oh, I can do that right here. Is that the game you're talking about?
Why'd you ruin? I had this perfectly set up, and you literally ruined it. I had it perfect, and you ruined it.
I'm sorry.
I hate you.
Sorry.
I hate you forever. Drip, shut up. Don't never speak again. In a world where there's a game that's inspired from the 80s, that game shall be called Myth Force. Myth Force. Have you heard of Myth Force, Drip?
Oh yeah, I was in a direct. June.
So it's like an eight. It's like a. It's an. The game
like a Saturday morning cartoon type thing.
Exactly. It's supposed to resemble a Saturday morning cartoon from around the 80s, based off the music and the graphics and the visuals. It's a first-person melee roguelike. And these are words that I don't understand because I don't understand these words that people talk about in gaming. I read that off of the YouTube thing. The YouTube thing.
At least you're honest.
Oh, dude, I've said on the podcast many times, I don't even know what you categorize Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom as. Like, I just not a guy who like understands the language of gaming like that. It's like doctor talk to me. I'm like, what in the crap? Like, melee means fight, first person is the camera angle, and roguelike is, I don't know. So, like, that's where I'm at with that.
So this is a game that you're interested in playing. You have not played it yet.
Exactly.
Is it out?
I don't believe it even comes out. Or, excuse me, I'm not sure if it's even out yet. It might be. But regardless whether it's out or not, I have not picked it up yet. It's on my wish list. I will pick it up at some point. I'm just looking forward to it. Again, like these games we can mention in this segment is stuff we either looking forward to, haven't played or played, whatever. I'm just looking forward to it. I think the idea of it being like a cartoon, especially from the 80s.
It looks cool.
Just looks interesting.
One of the June Direct that I also agree. I think it looked interesting.
So yeah, keep your eyes out for Myth4, guys. Again, this is not sponsored or anything like that. It's just something I want to keep my eye on as a fan of the Switch and stuff like that. I'm interested. Thank you, Mrs. Geeb, bringing me some water. Appreciate it.
Nice.
Again, Myth4. So I want to check it out. And then Party Animals sounds pretty cool too, Drip.
Yeah, Party Animals is on Game Pass. So if you got Game Pass, you can go play it right now.
Yes. So
actually, we could play together if you have Game Pass.
That's right.
You can be friends. You can play online.
I have Game Pass for another few days before it gets canceled. I already canceled it before I lose access, I should say. So yeah, maybe we could play that at some point before my Game Pass gets out.
It's good.
It's
good.
Excuse me. Sorry, I had to drink some water. So, Drip, that leads me to our first little topic of the evening here, and there again we talked about in the opening. There's so much tonight. There's just a crazy amount, but we'll start off with it's not a game developer. It is a game engine. Is that correct, Drip?
Yes.
Unity.
It is. Yeah, that is a game engine. I got to be honest. I don't know a ton about this whole contract. I know they're trying to charge. You know a little bit more about it than I do, so you're gonna have to tell me about it.
Sure.
I have opinions on it, but
yeah.
I just don't. I don't know the full story.
Yeah, I don't really know an absolute bunch about it. I just know like some basic stuff, and I know that they're kind of backtracking. So, to my understanding, and I won't get into details and specifics because I'm not like up to date with them. But basically, excuse me. I'm not sure why dinner is suddenly coming to, or my lunch is starting to come up right now, but it is. My apologies. So Unity is basically going to be charging the developers a small fee. It's like fractions of a penny or something like that. Again, I won't get into specifics, but they're going to charge a small transaction per download. And the initial announcement was that even if it was re-downloaded a second time by the same person, let's say they download it, delete it, re-download it again,
or got a new
or got Game Pass, or all the Game Pass downloads as well.
Yeah,
those
they have
all
to
count.
pay for that as
well. Every time a user downloads the game that uses the Unity engine, there'd be a fee associated with it.
That is absolutely insane.
Free to play, paid, doesn't matter. DLC of a game, all of it.
Because
all
think
of it
about this.
Is a charge.
Was it you telling me this, or did I hear this somewhere else? Think about the way that people go like review bomb games.
Yes.
Because they don't like the developer or something, it's whatever. Imagine if they went online and started telling people, no, just download it and then delete it and keep downloading it, so they have to pay a fee.
Yep,
that's a real destroy somebody like that.
Yeah, that's a possibility. That's a definite possibility that could happen.
Yeah, that's
people
insane.
are assholes out here, and
that's what I'm saying. Like that just that gives people a weapon to use against the developer that's trying to use your engine.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it was never a good idea. It was, who knows the exact reason besides money that they were doing this, but clearly it's a big cash grab by Unity. And it's a power move for some reason, as if there aren't other game engines out there. And I heard that one of my favorite games, actually, I think, did I not rate it number 2 or 1 best game of 2022 for me? Cult of the Lamb.
You did like that one.
They're threatening to delete the game off of everywhere. The developers said, "Look out! We're probably going to delete our game by the end of the year. So download it now before we delete it from all listings everywhere." Which is insane.
Wow.
Like that's how they feel about it, which I completely respect that, and I hope they do what they feel like they need to do, and because that's crazy that they're going to be charged per download. And not only that, but it's like public knowledge, like you said, it could be used as a weapon. And it's like that.
Yeah.
For that reason alone, it should never have been even announced to the public, let alone, but that's the whole point.
It shouldn't be happening anyway.
Exactly. It shouldn't be happening, but it was probably announced to the public for that reason. So it can be used as a weapon right now, as like to say, hey, this is insane. This is what's going to happen to us. Help us out. The world.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's why. I mean, yeah. That's why people are talking about it now. I mean, it's not like there are other options.
Right.
I mean, Unreal Engine 5 at this point. And who owns Unreal Engine? Epic owns Unreal Engine. So they do all kinds of cool stuff. You put your game like as an exclusive on like the Epic store. I'm pretty sure they do all kinds of awesome stuff for you. Like I don't even think you have to pay to use the engine.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy, man. And so again, that was the first bit of news, but then an update happened kind of a few days after. So believe it or not, Unity didn't like the negative press that was coming their way regarding their decision.
They didn't? No.
So
weird.
Here's a tweet from Jason Schreider. Scoop in a company all hands meeting, which by the way, I call all hands on meetings are the dumbest fucking thing ever. I had so many all hands meetings at Amazon. It was just
They
dumb.
actually call it that?
They call them all hands meetings. It's like a new industry term, like a new trendy industry term for like just giving your employees an hour of rest, from work as we talk together in a room. In our case, it was in the freaking cafeteria. Gave us the cafeteria chair to sit on for an hour and a half. Anyway, all hands on.
Wonderful.
It's triggering for me when I hear all hands. It's very triggering. In a company-wide all hands meeting this morning, game tech maker Unity addressed the pay per install debacle and floated several big changes to the controversial new policy, including a 4% cap on fees and customer self-reporting installations. That second part, customer self-reporting installations, not entirely sure how that goes into full. There's a Bloomberg article that I don't have.
Does that mean they're expecting someone who re-downloads the game to get a hold of Unity and be like, hey, just want to let you know this is my second time downloading it, so don't charge them for that one? Yeah. Is that really what that means?
Maybe.
That's absolute insanity.
I don't know. But then the 4%.
That's how I take that. I don't know if that's what it is, but
I don't know.
Whoa.
The 4% cap is kind of silly as well, because that is still millions and millions of dollars for, let's say, like a free-to-play game. Like a free-to-play game that gets so many crazy amounts of downloads and microtransactions and everything. They're very profitable. So like a 4% cap on is just like an insane amount of money even still. So like, it's basically all this to say is that it's not enough, and the fact that they're
it's not even close.
The fact that they're walking this back and trying to fix it is just is telling, and should tell you all you need to know is that this was it should tell them all they need to know is that they just made a bad decision to begin with, and they should really just kind of 100%. It should go a 180 and reverse the decision completely and go, we apologize. We are sorry. We would love to gain your trust back. Instead of, well, okay, a 4% cap, and like the people who download the games, they'll just tell us that how many times they download it, and we won't charge them.
I wonder if that's really what that means, because that's absolute, like, that's crazy. Come on, like that's more of a slap in the face than doing the whole thing in the first place. It's like, no, it's cool. Just have your people, if they download it again, just have them call us.
Yeah, because trusting random people always goes well.
Just nobody's going to do that anyway.
Blindly trusting somebody's word without actually knowing is a great idea. Because don't you think they should know how many downloads an individual is downloading? Shouldn't they have that information somewhere?
It's just something they shouldn't be doing. It's insanity that this is even a thing. Seriously, besides just being absolutely greedy, like on what planet do a group of people sit around and say this is totally a good idea, other than like, we're gonna make money? But like, there's absolutely, I cannot how are they even justified? Is there anything out there where they say, well, we need to do it for this reason or that? Like, is there anything?
I mean, if they're afraid of going under because it's for money. This is for money. There's no way to look around. They need more money.
Yeah.
So if they were to say, hey, we're afraid of going under and we need to recoup some more money, that's one thing. I didn't see it. Not that they would make it right,
No, but there's so many different ways to do that. Just raise your prices a little bit.
Yeah, and also to be fair, I also didn't look crazy hard into it, so I'm not trying to give you guys any inaccurate information. I'm not intentionally giving you less information. I just don't know a ton about it. I think it was interesting to bring it up, and there's so much more to talk about tonight that like I could only go this far with this topic because there's so much more to talk about tonight.
There is.
But before we move on, we had a comment here from our guy Switch Corner, member of the channel, friend of ours. Self-reporting installs means the developer sorry, let me just restart. Self-reporting installs mean as the developer you tell Unity how many installs it has. So they basically Unity is saying we're going to trust the developer to tell us how many downloads there are.
Yeah, because that's a great idea too. We're going to totally try to fuck you over, but it's cool because you can just like
you can fuck yourself.
You'll tell us the truth. You'll tell us the truth because we're not pissing you off in any way. It's fine. Totally trust you to tell the truth. Yeah, okay. It's got 4 downloads. It's got 4 all year. Yeah, that's right. All year.
We made millions of dollars,
bad,
but it's only
please just leave us alone. 4 downloads. What do you want? How much is that? Like 60 cents? You got it? You good? In cash? Okay.
Can I give you a cashier's check, please?
Do you have change for a 20? I mean, I don't know, man. It's all absolutely stupid.
Yeah.
It's just dumb. It's so dumb.
It's dumb. Unity, fuck off. What are you doing? Speaking of what are you doing, Nintendo. What are you doing, Nintendo? I don't know. That was a bad segue. It doesn't mean anything. Nintendo, guys, is they're kind of proving everybody's speculation right here. I wish I actually do. I have the actual listing itself. I should see if I have, because the job listing itself. Wait, I think I might have it.
I sent you a link.
I have it right here. I'm gonna show the people right now. Sorry for you audio listeners only. Apologies. Here it is. It's very small. Actually, let me make it a little bigger.
Ooh, that is very small type. I can see it on. That is small.
So the job listing, guys, is for contract. So it's a contract position. Data engineer, embedded systems, NTD. Basically,
so contract is like what? It's not like a full time, all the time thing, right? That just means you're coming in to do some work and then you're done.
Exactly. So
okay.
The position. Actually, I'm gonna backwards here. Go backwards in the article. Nintendo is looking for a data engineer. For machine learning, which basically is kind of proving our thoughts right that DLSS is absolutely coming to the next Switch. Not that I had any personal doubts on it, but this is kind of confirming that they're looking into machine learning in general, and we don't know exactly. It's of course that job listing is going to get very specific. They're not going to. It's not going to say for upcoming Nintendo Switch releases we would like to have DLSS technology implemented with machine learning. It's not going to say anything like that in the job listing. But we can all assume that we kind of understand what the job listing means based off the positioning and everything like that, what they're hiring for. So yeah, Drip, what do you make of this opening in the position?
Okay, well, 2 things. One thing I did want to put this up from Mega Boyd. He says Nintendo of America ain't doing anything but marketing, which is true. This is what kind of threw me off about this article in the beginning, is because it says specifically Nintendo of America is hiring this. But I mean, either way, I mean, what else would it be for? It literally, the job listing literally says what it's for. It's for a Switch. Basically, they basically describe a Switch is what you'll be working on. But the fact that it's in America, it is kind of weird. It's strange. I don't quite get that. But I mean, people have been talking about this DLSS stuff for like years. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Years. And I mean, I don't know. It's nice to see an actual, something like this coming up, because, we keep hearing, oh yeah, it's going to be in the Switch. It's not going to be in the Switch. It is. And it definitely is. And, you hear things, this, that, whatever. I feel like this kind of confirms, like, yeah, they're hiring people who need to know about this stuff for a specific reason. They wouldn't be hiring somebody specifically to do this stuff if it didn't have to do with what they're doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, I mean, it just kind of confirms what we kind of hoped was going to be in the Switch, which is DLSS. So,
yeah,
that's great.
I'm still I'm held up on this. That Megboy, what a good comment, because I never even stopped to consider that it's Nintendo of America.
That it's America. Yeah, I know.
And Full Metal asks if you guys are like Full Metal and you know have the same question. Maybe American because that's where all the AI stuff's coming out of. I mean, I'm not professional. I can't say yes or no to that. But what I can say is that definitely no, in my opinion, because Nintendo of Japan, which is not what it's called Nintendo. You know, Nintendo, not of America, is making the games. They're the ones developing out there, and there's no way that.
Oh yeah, and they're making the system there too.
Exactly, they're physically as well as software. It's all happening there in Japan. There's no way the Nintendo America is associated with that in any way. They're basically, and you know, no disrespect, they're a translation company. You know, and then marketing.
Yeah, I mean, basically,
marketing. So like, they're marketing has nothing to do with, you know, DLSS software in the next upcoming Switch. So
okay, well, then let's talk about this, because I mean, I'm talking like, okay, yeah, it's because it's stuff they're gonna have to deal with the new Switch. Let's say it's not. Let's just say that's not what this job is even for. My question is, what would they be doing at Nintendo of America with machine learning and DLSS?
I don't know, man, but the more I look at this, and I looked at this a few days ago as well, this is a really interesting sentence. We at Nintendo are looking for a data engineer to help with integration of machine learning technologies on low-power embedded platforms.
Yeah.
Are they
Switch?
My only thought is maybe they're looking for specifically Americans. They're looking for some reason, one way or another, in the American market, there must be more people in the industry who are good at this, and they're going to be hired by Nintendo of America for ease of access reasons, and then kind of be transferred to Nintendo, or their job is going to be working.
They can work remotely. It's not like, you know what I mean?
Or yeah, that too as well. I mean, that the remote work. Maybe we're kind of thinking more into it too far, and maybe Nintendo of America is just like literally posting this job because it's America, and they're looking for somebody in America, not in Japan.
I mean, I don't know. It is interesting that it's Nintendo of America doing it, though. I thought that too, but at the same time, I'm like, well, I mean, what else are they hired for? You know what I mean? Like, do they have some weird machine at Nintendo of America that has a bunch of AI in it? It's like, we need this guy to come sit by this machine and make sure it does what it's supposed to do. It's very low powered, but we need an expert to come hang out with it, talk to it.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Kind of crazy. And you know what else is kind of crazy, Drip? Again, this jam-packed show. Like every topic we had tonight, it could be its own headline topic, but here we go again. Apparently, back in 2022, it sounds like December, Activision had a meeting with the Nintendo president about the Switch 2. And it kind of confirms that the next system is going to have physical hardware that most accurately can be compared to an Xbox One or PlayStation 4, which is something that you and I have been saying for a long time. Even when the article started saying PS5 graphics, I saw through that because how do you think they're achieving this? Here's a puzzle piece, Strip. We just talked about Nintendo.
We talked about the same exact thing last week, yeah.
Right, and what we just talked about a second ago in our last segment, in talking about DLSS that are hiring for machine learning.
Yeah.
Put the puzzle pieces together, guys. The system is going to power-wise so it can be affordable and not burn your hands off like we talked about last week and not be chunky and expensive. For all those reasons, it's going to have less power, more accurately, like a PS1, older technology. That's what Nintendo does. PS4, same thing. And that's going to make it cheaper, lighter, and you know, it's technology that's been established. With combination with DLSS, that's hard for a dyslexic, man. It's all that stuff, all the puzzles. Pick up the pieces, put them together, man. That we're seeing, that's it's gonna perform like a PS5, probably.
Yeah,
but it's not gonna have that kind of specs natively inside of it.
No, it's not. But you know what I thought about today, and this is all very awesome because, like, again, we've been saying, yeah, it sounds like, you know, everybody keeps saying this. That's how they're going to get, you know, with whatever happened with the PS5. Looks like a PS5, this, that, everything's running great. My question is this, because I have a Steam Deck, and I would say it's pretty comparable to PS4, Xbox One. The battery life on that is garbage.
On the Steam Deck?
What are they going to do What are they going to do with the new Switch for battery life? I mean, I'm sure whatever NVIDIA has made, whatever is taking the place of the Tegra chip.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's great, but I mean, I feel like that's still kind of an issue if you're pushing even the power of a PS4, right?
That's going to be an issue. I feel like Nintendo is prepared for it, though. I mean, it sounds like they've been preparing for it for a while now. And I talked about in the past where battery technology is the hardest thing to get around because it's the slowest of developing of most technologies. That's a statement I made that's not exactly true there. What I mean to say is that battery technology is slower.
It's not keeping up with what the batteries need to operate.
Exactly. That's what I meant to say. So I don't know I don't know, but I do know Nintendo probably has a good idea. I mean, look at what they did just in a couple years. From the original Switch over to the V2 Switch. Okay, they basically doubled the battery life with slightly upgraded internals, which is kind of insane. And software, and like that's insane. So that should tell you right there. If they can basically double, I mean, let's just say 30% improvement. I don't know. What I do know is like Breath of the Wild went from 2 to 3 hours to like 4 to 6 or something like that, right? So that's a big improvement. If they can do that in the same generation, I think they can take Xbox One, PS4 hardware and make that probably at least on par with the V2 Switch, because I know the OLED actually gets a little bit better battery life than the V2, if I'm not mistaken. Just slightly, like just very
they're
slight.
very, very close though. It's not even really something you can.
Right. So my guess is maybe it's something more closer to like the V2 Switch, or maybe it's in between the V1 and V2 and battery. I don't know. Maybe we can expect.
I mean, I don't even know why we haven't thought about that until. I haven't thought about that really till today. Mm-hmm. I'm sure other people probably have. I haven't, because I was sitting there playing my Steam Deck actually, and I was using xCloud, so I'm streaming. Mm-hmm. So the battery does great when you do that. If you're not running a game, like an actual game on it, the battery life's great. It lasts forever. But man, right now that thing's like my Red Dead Redemption 2 machine. That's like all I play on it when I play actual games. But man, it's like if it's not plugged in, it's like an hour and a half. Maybe.
Right.
If I'm lucky.
Right. I guess I'm being more hopeful than anything. I kind of hope for like Switch V2 battery life, but you know, our buddy Switch Corner again is much more knowledgeable on most things, including at least I'll speak for myself, Drip. I'm not going to speak for you, but he's a lot more knowledgeable on a lot of stuff, including gaming. And here he goes and says the deck has the power of PS4 and with an 800p screen, which is slightly better than 720p, not even 1080p, just slightly better than 720. It only gets, you know, what you just said, Drip, like 8 or like an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah,
or whatever.
I mean, that's about what it is. And
so that's interesting to note. I think that the next Switch is going to have a 720p screen again. I really do think. Not because it sounds bad to say it out loud, especially in this day and age where we have 4K screens, get 8K screens on the horizon, like as far as TV is concerned. But for a screen that size, I really think, and the OLED is the perfect example of this. Screen that size, 720p is it's more than acceptable. It's preferred actually for battery life reasons. So while it's only 800p, that is still more pixels, a lot more pixels than 720p. That's a lot. 80 times what? A bunch, right? Because it's not just 80 pixels more. It's like 80 times. It's the grid.
Oh,
it's on the grid. Know. So there's that's still significantly more pixels than 720p. So if they can get it 720p, keep the screen size not crazy big, which again, the rumors were like, yeah, man, 4K screen with 10 inches or whatever. Like I'm like, whatever the crazy rumors were.
So, you know, the newer rumors are saying that it's not an OLED. It's a
right. Yeah, LCD.
LCD,
which is not going to help the battery life.
I don't know. I mean, I think that should be the biggest. Like, we know what this thing is now. This is cool. That's awesome. We know it's going to have the power. We basically know it's going to have the DLSS to make it look, and you know, what comes to our eyes will look like PS5.
Right.
That's cool. Now I think that should be the top concern is how long is the battery going to last on this thing? Ooh, and how much is it going to cost? How much is it going to cost?
I don't know.
I don't think they'll go like $500, but
no, they can't compete with that. They just can't do that. They know their role and they know where they need to be. And I think the max they can be is 400. And I'm kind of leaning toward that. And hearing PS4 graphics inside a console with DLSS, that just sounds expensive to me. But I know Nintendo knows they can't go any higher than 400. They just can't do that.
I mean, I agree.
Unless they're doing
I do agree with that. 400 is like the cap.
Unless they're doing a tier system like a Steam Deck. What if they're copying the Steam Deck model? And
I don't think they'll do that.
Because if you guys didn't know, the Steam Deck has like 3 price ranges
3 of them,
with different specs on each. The cheapest one being about 400. And then
that's the one I got because it doesn't have an SSD. But honestly,
and I don't care. The screen's different. There's not a coating on it.
On the very, I think it's the very top one. You get that different screen.
Yeah,
the most expensive one.
I really, unless there's a tier system, I really don't think they can go any higher than 400. But at the same time, Drip, I feel like a tier system might be the way to go because of how expensive this can be. It might behoove them to go, you know what? We're gonna have a model that's replacing our OLED. That's gonna be $350. Goodbye OLED. Well, first of all, goodbye all the old Switches. Hello to this new system, to our new Switch 2, Super Switch, hopefully. That's another leak we didn't get it. We should talk about it real fast, but hold on, let me just finish my thought. What they should do.
We haven't done the sponsor spot yet.
No, we haven't. There's too much to talk about tonight. So yeah, what was I saying about the crap, the tiers?
The tier system.
They should do like a 350, a 450. And a 550. I think that'd be that's where they should go because
I don't want to pay 550.
You don't have to pay 550. You pay 350.
But I do have to. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. You
kind of do.
I don't have that choice.
I mean, unless your bank account doesn't have that much money in it. I mean, there's that too. That's my problem.
I'm gonna start selling stuff, man.
Yeah. But I think that's the best way to go because they don't want to miss out on all the features because they want to be attractive to the people who love power, but they also have to hit a price point. They just got to. So to hit that price, and it could the Steam Deck. If you're getting the cheapest Steam Deck, you're not missing out on any power. It's not at all has to do with power. It's just like added niceties. For example, the SSD, like you said,
SSD
has faster storage. That means when you're playing games, your boot times and your load times are slower, or are faster. With you pay a little bit more.
Video. That's why I got the one I got.
And storage. Don't forget about that. The Switch came out with 32 gigs, and the OLED had 64. They could blow our minds and go. The 350 Switch Super Switch has 256 gigabytes. The middle tier has a terabyte, and the next one has 2 terabytes. I don't know. I'm making that up. I'm being hopeful again, but I'm just saying.
I feel like whatever this is has to have. It's got to have 500.
Yeah,
gigabytes
they
at least.
Yeah, they got it. It has to hit a price point. That's for sure. It has to hit a price point, but it also needs to be a serious upgrade. And I think they want to give people options. People have been asking. That's one of the things that they're looking at. What fans are looking for. People want options. That's why they came out with the Switch Lite later. The V2 came out quickly. The OLED came out. People like the options. So why not just give us the options off the bat? And there's still room down the road for another revision. But I think the Steam Deck model is a smart one for them to go. I don't think they're going to do that, but it's a smart one for them to choose.
I don't really see them doing tiers like that. I see more maybe they just keep the OLED around, like, especially if it. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
It's gonna be interesting to see how they do the games going forward after that. Are they going to be on both for a while? Are they? You know what I mean? There's so many questions with what this thing's going to be. I wish they would just announce the damn thing. I just want to know.
Well, there's 2 more leaks that just popped in my mind that we're not getting to. The one was, I'll just mention, somebody, I think it was Zach, posted a video saying that November might be the day. I didn't even get to watch the full video. I just was too busy, but I watched some of it and heard that. So
November? I haven't seen
November
that yet.
might be.
I haven't seen anything
I think
about
next week we'll probably touch on that particular thing more. And this other thing we're going to touch on more next week as well, but I'm going to bring it up. Apparently, there's a YouTuber who kind of looked at the footage of Paper Mario Thousand Door.
I did see that.
And the other video, I forget what other game it was, and saw that basically the button prompts had particular colors and it matched between the trailers, but it didn't make any sense to the Switch because, so like A, for example, was green. It was the colors of the Super Nintendo. They figured out that the colors that they're using on the button prompts were the Super Nintendo, and they compared it to the original trailers back in the day of $1,000 Door, and they saw that those colors were not there. What did I say?
$1,000 Door.
$1,000 Door. We're just talking about money. I'm sorry. 1,000-year door.
Awesome.
In the original
$1,000 door.
in the original trailer and game, those button prompts were just gray. They were not colored. So they basically they intentionally colored the button prompts to be those colors.
That part is actually very interesting.
It matches the other trailer, which again I don't remember off the top of my head. But in that same in the direct, another trailer had the same. Was it? Oh, it was RPG, Mario RPG. The same button prompts for A and everything had the same Super Nintendo color scheme.
That is actually
very interesting, which could possibly mean that we're getting the Super Switch. That could be the name. And I'm really,
I don't know.
Really
but
happy
I'll
about
tell you
that.
this. I do want to talk about that. I saw that earlier, and I actually meant to tell you that when I called you earlier.
Yeah.
And talk about this. I don't know why they don't have, being who they are, being the family gaming company they are, I feel like that is something that they should have had the entire time. Color-coded buttons, because just for instance, my 4-year-old, she can't read, but she knows her colors.
Yep.
If there's a color there and it's like press red, she's going to say, yep, got it. Because I'm like, hey, press A. She's like, which one is that? I'm like, that one. This is an A right there. Now you know. We're teaching letters with our game playing.
Again, thought that was super interesting. We'll cover it better next week, hopefully, and I'll include who said it. I can't remember. There was a YouTuber, can't remember who it was, who I watched the video, saw this all from. But yeah, very interesting. I am also pulling for that name, Full Metal. I would lose my mind if it was the Super Switch, because that's my favorite name. That's my favorite.
Yeah,
all the names we've
cool.
seen, that's my favorite one. It makes sense too. NES,
well,
Super,
yeah,
Super NES.
if it is what it
Nintendo, Super Nintendo.
Yeah,
it just makes sense, man.
If it is what it's supposed to be, that's literally what it is. It is a Super Switch.
Do you know what else makes a ton of sense, Drip?
Yes. No, tell me.
Leaf and Bed Gardening Coaching Consulting Partner. Drip, you and I spend a ton of time looking at our screens. We're big gamers. We do that all the time. We make content on the internet. We're making a podcast. We're looking at screens. But sometimes it's kind of nice to get out and touch some grass. Whether you're in a college dorm, an apartment, or your own home, you may have thought about adding some greenery to spice up your space inside your house, or even your backyard if it's kind of empty. Maybe adding some plants, some fruits, some veggies out there. It's possible you've thought about it. But searching for that information can be a hassle and can take a long time. And it doesn't necessarily tell you what you're going to need for your own personal space. So you may have put it off. You just said, I don't need any of that stuff. I'll just kind of deal with my non-fun living area. Well, get off with a better start and save yourself some time by working with Leaf and Bed. Leaf and Bed offers coaching sessions that can teach you a new gardening skill and maintain what you have or what you want to get. They offer consultations to plan and design your projects projects with your gardening partner. Customer service available for unique projects and ideas for those particular projects that need that extra spice and love and pun intended, pun unintended. Those projects need that extra spice. That you can get some custom services available with that. Drip, I know you've had a couple sessions with Leaf and Bed, and I do believe you have some more reporting to do with those sessions.
Yeah. Oh, there's more. Maybe tomorrow, actually, because today I repotted this.
Oh, isn't that lovely?
What
is that,
now?
Drip?
Pothos. It's a pothos, I think, is what it's called. Let me tell you a little bit about what happened here.
Sure.
This thing was in a pot from a long time ago. A long time ago. It's probably been in that same pot since since my first kid was born. A long time. So today, we got on a video call. We went outside and we actually repotted this together. I basically got coached through it all, made sure everything was done perfectly. And we found out some things about this plant that I thought were very interesting. I wanted to share. You see these things hanging off here? Do you see how there's not leaves?
Yeah,
I do see end?
That. Yeah.
So I had some of those that were
stem without any leaves.
Yeah. So I had some of those that were very, very long, and they only had like one little leaf on the end. And I asked why that is, and I found out today, Geeb, that it's because they grow and don't have leaves on them because they are searching for light. So now I know that when I put this plant back upstairs, it needs to be in a place with better light. That's what I learned today. Tomorrow, I have something coming tomorrow where I'm actually going to put these so they don't hang anymore. We're going to let it climb. I have a little thing to go in there, and I think we're going to do another call tomorrow to make sure I don't screw this up whenever I'm connecting it to the little thing to help it climb. It's going to be great. It's been honestly, it's been awesome. I've learned a lot more stuff too. I get emails afterwards that kind of go over everything we did and all the ideas we talked about.
Yeah.
It's wonderful.
Drip,
it really is wonderful.
Let's put you on a spot here, Drip. From your experience, based off your experience with Leaf in Bed, just somebody who doesn't even have plants, why would they even want to get plants? Because I know you've had plants before we ever had this sponsor. So like, why do you want plants in your house, and how can Leaf in Bed kind of help you with that?
Well, I mean, I don't know. It's just a hobby, man. I don't really know. They do put out oxygen.
They do that, yeah.
They give you better air to breathe. I don't know. That is kind of an on the spot thing. I don't know.
Yeah,
because they're fun. They're just fun.
Yeah, and okay. I think my better answer for next week, but I think I put you on the spot there. You guys can schedule a virtual consultation to answer your questions, discuss your goals for as little as $28 a month at www.leafandbed.com. That is www.leafandbed.com. You can mention the Dripper G podcast and get 20% off your order, just whether that's on by phone or ordering on their website. But again, mention the podcast, you get 20% off your consultation. And yeah, thank you Leaf and Bed for sponsoring today's episode.
Yes.
Drip.
Oh man.
Drip.
Oh man.
I don't even, dude. We've had a long episode as it is. I think we've already passed. I think we're about 45-minute mark right now, or something like that. I don't know exactly, but I do know this. This next part of the podcast is massive. This might be we've done podcasts where there's been leaks. We've seen leaks. We've done our many episodes on Switch 2 leaks, game leaks, stuff, all sorts of stuff. This is, without a doubt, the biggest leak to come out of gaming ever.
It's huge, man. It's massive.
I can't think of anything else to ever leak as big as this.
This is huge. I mean, there's been a couple really big ones.
The
funniest part about this
amount of credible information that was private and now is public is just massive.
The funniest part is they put it out themselves.
Oh my God.
They accidentally did it themselves.
And we'll get to that
I don't know
first.
exactly how this happened, but
yeah, me either.
I couldn't find an actual straight answer to this question, but I guess they were supposed to put this stuff in a place for the courts to use that was like a private folder, right?
Yep.
That stuff was only to be used like in the courtroom.
Yep.
Or something. But they put it in the other file that was things that were going to be public document. So they made all this stuff public document.
They're clicking and dragging on Google Drive or Dropbox, and they're like,
and it's not,
and they just hover over the wrong box on the screen.
Oh my God. And it's not like it's just a list. It's not like it's just a bunch of lists of stuff. There are actual renders, artwork. Clearly stuff that they were going to use for marketing to show what this is. I can't hear you. What'd you say?
Specs. Artwork, renders, specs of the device.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I don't know why you were cutting out.
Yeah, I don't know. It could be my personality. I don't know.
I don't know. I couldn't hear you. But yeah, that's something I do want to talk before we get to the Nintendo part of this. Don't you find it weird that they're going to charge the same price next year for the Xbox? What is it? I don't know. It's the new Series X that's shaped like the trash can.
It's not more money.
It's not more money, but it doesn't have a disk drive.
Yeah, but it also has twice the storage.
Yeah, I guess. I feel like that's the point where they're like, yeah,
I love that. That's the third thing you want to talk about. The fact that the price.
I just think that's weird that it's the same price. Dude, I figured that'd be like, oh no, it's going to be $50 cheaper.
Well, I will say this.
That's normally what they do with these things when they do the little refresh thing.
I will say this. It is weird to me that it's not a little bit cheaper in general. Not because there's no disk drive in it, but just in general, it should be a little bit cheaper. Dude, there's this is such a massive thing. I don't even want to begin to dwell because we're also not an Xbox podcast. So
right.
I don't really want to dwell on that in particular, although I agree it's a little fishy and weird. I think it's important. It's important to note that in one of the leaks in particular, the list of games that was the outlook of Microsoft and Nintendo and Bethesda and everything like that for the next few years. It appears that list was made around 2021, maybe 2020, based off of the initial release dates that some of these games had. Like, for example, Starfield was on this leak, and Starfield was apparently originally scheduled to come out in 2022. But now here in 2023, we already know it came out here in late 2023.
I think it had a date.
So all this information,
several of them.
While it's crazy we have it and there's a lot of great stuff we didn't know about, it is important to note that a lot of this possibly isn't, not that's not true, it's all very true, but it's not all necessarily going to come true. This is more of an outlook of the company, not here's our exact what is happening. It's more of here are our plans of what's going to be happening within the company, not, so it's important to mention that in particular. Okay.
I mean, they've got like that new Doom game. What's it called? Doom something, Zero something. I can't remember the name. Like, that's happening. There's a bunch of other games like they're gonna happen. Like, I don't know about the dates. The dates could move obviously because development, this and that. There was even a handheld mentioned in that.
Yes.
Did you see that?
I did see the handheld. Yeah.
Not a lot of people talking about that part of it, but it looks like that part is not something that they are really focusing on right now.
Yeah.
But it is interesting. I wonder if they'll do the same thing, like make it a cloud machine, maybe run something like what PlayStation is doing, but only probably for xCloud.
Right.
So it'll work with other things. That's interesting. I don't know. I think they'd be way too late on that at that point.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they don't put Game Pass on the Steam Deck.
I'm showing you the visual people here, the visual audience. I'm showing you guys some screenshots here of Good Vibes Gaming's video. So I put their link down below, sourcing that. But yeah, I mean, here's some, dude. There's a new controller, there's a new system, there is a litany of games. There are personal emails, which we'll get to in a second, Drip.
Yeah.
But the
controller looks cool.
The outlook is from 2021 or I think it's 2022 to all the way to 2028. Or excuse me, 2030. That's what I meant to say. 2030. Yeah. 8 years, that is. 8 years of outlook of the company just leaked with details. I mean, here's the control. This is the controller. It's Xbox Wireless 2, direct to cloud, 5.2 Bluetooth, mobile app compatibility. Man,
it's got
precision
a lot of stuff.
haptic feedback. There's haptic feedback in Xbox controller, accelerometer, gyro. That means, guys, gyro and Xbox controller, quieter buttons and sticks. Apparently the haptic feedback doubles as a speaker, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
Rechargeable batteries in Xbox controller, new thumbsticks that are modular, and they're all. I guess it doesn't say Hall effect, but we can assume lift to wake feature. I mean, this is not a small leak. If we would have saw a leak that rumors the next Xbox controller will have an accelerometer and modular thumbsticks. That's a leak right there. We can typically see. Right?
Yeah.
That's a normal everyday leak we can see. This is no. Here's the graphic with every bit of information you can want to know about the next Xbox controller. And this is just it's just the controller. We also have the freaking next system has its own leak. And I just can't dude, I'm gushing over this. I cannot believe the size of this leak. It's just massive.
It's nuts, man.
It has nothing to do with Nintendo until we get to the personal email side of things. And Phil Schiller had his personal emails leaked within this thing, which makes it even more crazy that they leaked this accidentally. Because it's like, dude, there's personal emails in here too that you just leaked. But I wish I actually had the emails pulled up in front of me. I don't. But basically, Phil Schiller, the CEO. Oh my God, Schiller. Who the hell is Schiller?
I have no idea.
Phil Spencer.
I don't know that guy.
Someone tell me who Phil Schiller is. I don't know why I'm saying that person's name. I'm sure he's a real person. Maybe, I don't know.
What if he is a real person?
Phil Spencer.
You probably know him from high school.
Maybe, I don't know. I don't remember that.
Oh yeah, Phil.
Phil. Oh, Philly Phil.
Yeah, I remember him.
Phil Spencer had his personal emails leaked. And I'm quickly trying to find the email here, and I wish I would have had it pulled up for you guys ready. But basically, it's a long email. We'll get to the meat and potatoes of the email and why it's notable and why it's the headline of this podcast. Dude, he said in the email that it would be one of his not quoting exactly because this is just a paraphrasing. it would be one of his most notable career achievements if he were able to be purchased. If Microsoft was able to purchase Nintendo under his leadership, that'd be one of his career milestones. And not only, he went on to say it more, that Nintendo would be foolish to think that being purchased by Microsoft would not benefit them as a company, and that the future of Nintendo games exist off of their own hardware. Wow. Just wow. Again, that's paraphrasing. I
just sent you a link to the thing there.
Thank you.
It's in the Discord.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, I mean, some of this stuff is like, it's insane. It's the one part here. It's the very end. At some point, getting Nintendo would be a career. Yeah, blah 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 blah. Believe it would be a good move for both companies. And I talked about this in a video the day all this came out.
Yeah. And you and I had talked on the phone before you made that video.
Oh, yeah. This is just the arrogance. And this isn't the first time. That's the thing. Looking back on it, this is from August 2020. That's when this email was sent out. So this is a while ago. But the stories we heard even before this, when Xbox tried to... They've tried to buy Nintendo several times. The last time, the story is that they literally got laughed out of the room. Like literally laughed out of the room. I mean, I don't know. The arrogance of saying that, oh yeah, honestly, it's a good move for both companies. Like that could not be further from the truth. I mean, if he actually thinks that's good for Nintendo to go, it's crazy just seeing this stuff written the way it's written. Again, not good for Nintendo. Great for Xbox. It'd be huge. I mean, they get Mario. They get like the best IPs in gaming.
Dude.
They get Mario. They get Zelda.
They get every Nintendo prop. Well, again, I think you and I talked about this on the phone as well.
Yeah, we did.
That like I think that if this was even a remote possibility, which it's not, but if it was, Nintendo would still be smart enough to know that they're not going to just give Microsoft Mario. They're going to make sure that the deal is it's going to be if it were to happen, it would take years, maybe decades to happen, probably just years. But because of how complicated the deal would be, because Nintendo is going to hold on to Mario, they're going to hold on to their main IPs as far as their ownership of it. It might end up being more a licensing thing. If anything. I don't think that's how this would work. I don't think they'd be able to do that. Microsoft
they would be absorbed by Microsoft. They don't get anything. They would just be there.
That's what Microsoft wants. What I'm saying, this is all fake. It's never gonna. Not fake. It's not that it's fake. This is a real email, but it's all fake news, if you will. It's not gonna happen. There's no way Nintendo would do it.
There's no way.
Hypothetically,
not right now.
I'm saying hypothetically, if Nintendo was stupid enough to do this, they still would have the smarts to go. You get Mario, but as a license, you don't get Mario. We're not selling you Mario unless you want to give us a good bajillion dollars, which Microsoft has, but they're not. I think Nintendo would go, if we're willing to sell, here's our price. And it would be such a huge price tag, it'd be like quadruple what they're worth. And then on top of that, there'd be licensing fees for Mario and stuff. I'm saying that it would be so complicated.
I don't think they'd do that.
It would be so complicated.
They'd do that. I don't even think they'd put a price out there because Microsoft would be like, yeah, we got it. Bring in the trucks. Let's do it. Like, there's no way. It's never going to happen. And especially right now, I talked about this in the video, but like right now, let's just look at what Nintendo has done just now in the Switch era. The Switch is killing it. All the games are killing it. Like hardware, software, on fire. They're about to put out a new system that's probably going to be on fire again. They've got theme parks. They've got movies. Yeah. They've got No. I mean, I mentioned this in the video too. Did you watch the Halo show on Paramount Plus or whatever it's on?
I tried.
It was hot garbage.
Dude, I was excited for it because I grew up a Halo fan.
I was too. I didn't even like Halo that much. I wanted to like it. I wanted to like it a lot. It was terrible.
Yeah.
It was just bad.
It was. And yeah, we didn't get to that yet. Like the movie stuff, Nintendo would. Actually, I want to bring up this comment. Shibby, our good friend. Or that's the wrong one. Sorry, Shibby. That should be said in our comment section a second ago. I feel like it would be a good time for Nintendo to sell if they wanted, which should be, again, no offense, or not again, but no offense, should be. You're very wrong. This would be a terrible time for Nintendo to sell, because
if they wanted to sell,
hold on, let me say this, because I think it's a terrible time to sell if they wanted to right now because of this. They're just in the infancy of starting their movie Goliath. They're gonna have
it's gonna be worth.
It's going to be worth triple their gaming stuff at some point.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I'm making numbers up, dude. I don't know the numbers. I'm just making it up. I mean, I'm trying to add emphasis to the fact that movie stuff is going to be extremely profitable and very valuable, and it's not yet. Why would you sell your asset like that at such a low point? It just began. It's going to be, it's going to go crazy. Look at the records at Broken Tide. It's going to be nuts. To sell right now would be crazy.
Right. I know, I agree.
With that alone, let alone this new system hasn't even come out yet. Wait till the new system comes out.
And this is all just for fun. Like, obviously this isn't happening.
Obviously.
But if they wanted to sell, I mean, right now it wouldn't be the worst time if they were interested in selling. Because I mean, they could literally, they could show like, okay, we just did this. We know what we're projecting going forward. We know what this is going to make. We know what we're worth. They are on a high right now. So let's just say if they did, for some reason, want to get out of whatever they're doing.
If for some reason Nintendo said, you know what, I don't know if it's going to work.
You know what, we're done. I think it's good. But now would be a pretty good time to do it. They're not going to. Let's just be very clear about that. They are not going to. But I'm sure they could set something sweet up where they could get stupid amounts of money right now. Especially right now, just because they're on such a high.
Yeah, I want to clarify because in the comment section, it was brought up that technically Shibby is right, which in terms of the stock, right? Like Nintendo's stock is at a peak right now.
Yeah.
And to sell the company at the peak of the stock is a smart decision.
Yes.
Stock wise, that's a solid solid.
Yeah, I mean they're high. Yeah,
decision.
They're hot right now.
Yeah,
you're gonna get more money while they're hot. That's it.
But that would mean that. But that would, in order to sell it, means that you're interested in giving up on it, right? And that's the part of information. That's why I think Nintendo's not interested in selling right now.
No, they're absolutely not.
And because they know
Microsoft has come to them 2 or 3 times trying to buy them, even when they were like down. They were like, no.
Yeah, no. Like they know that their stuff is only their movie stuff is only budding right now, and the new system's on the horizon, and it's going to be a really big success. They know that stock is going to get higher but that's a gamble, right? If you're trying to sell your stocks, that means you're gambling because if I wait till this other stuff happens, that's a big potential that my stock could then fall, and now my assets are worth less. Yes, but in this case, Nintendo knows that if they play their cards right, which hopefully they are behind the scenes. The next thing they do is going to be very successful hardware-wise. The games are only going to get better from there. The IPs are going to grow from that. Not to mention the fact that they've only started one Mario movie, and there's going to be also spin-off movies within the franchise, within Mario, but also we probably think there's going to be a Zelda one. They're going to be a Goliath as far as a company. They're never going to touch Microsoft in terms of the company because Microsoft is crazy huge. We all know that. They own Windows. They're and many investment things that they do, they're crazy. They're never going to touch Nintendo, and Nintendo's never going to touch them.
No,
however,
no.
from a standpoint of what Nintendo does, Microsoft can never touch Nintendo. Never.
No, I mean
for what Nintendo
the software they develop. I mean, they have the best. They have the best IPs. They do.
Yes.
I mean that's not me being a Nintendo fan. That's literally that is what it is. I mean.
That's why Microsoft wants to buy
IPs.
That's why Microsoft wants to buy Nintendo, because Microsoft knows they can never compete with that. That's why they want to buy them.
Yes, yes, obviously. That's why they buy everything they buy.
And that's exactly why
literally everything.
And that's exactly why
fucking Call of Duty.
And that's exactly why Nintendo's not for sale, because they know that they're the best at what they do, and no amount of money is going to say otherwise. They're profitable. That's what they care about, is the profit, not can we be the biggest conglomerate of all time. And that's Microsoft's priority, is to just be the biggest conglomerate. Is that even the right word? Is to be the biggest company they can possibly be, buy everybody up who's small, because we only care about power and money. Not just money, but power. Nintendo's like, we're not really interested in being powerful. We're just trying to be the best at what we do. and that's why they're successful. Xbox, Microsoft should take notes from Nintendo. But instead, Microsoft's going, profit, 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 profit. We want all the profit. And Shibi, again, earlier in the comments section, said, should they even be allowed to do it? It was already a question with Activision, right?
Activision.
Can you
Blizzard,
imagine?
yeah.
Can you imagine if they even accept a Nintendo merger?
Yeah.
I mean, Microsoft's already a monopoly, but talk about.
No, yeah.
Monopoly.
At that point, it's like, all right, now. You're not taking. You're not. It would be a whole different thing. And again, in case you're just jumping in, this is all just hypothetical conversation. This obviously is not happening.
Right.
But you're not taking. You're not taking a developer at this point. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's not Activision Blizzard. That was huge. Obviously, huge.
Yeah.
I mean, them getting Bethesda was big. But this is literally taking out one of the big three and just absorbing them.
Yep.
This is a whole different thing. I don't even know if this would be something that would go through.
It probably wouldn't, because it would be. I don't know, because listen, big mergers happen all the time. I mean, look at the top lists of companies who are the top companies. Like I don't know what the list is called, but basically what I'm saying is, like, look at Disney, look at Amazon, look at Microsoft, look at Apple. Like, look at these companies. Where's their competition? You know where their competition is?
They've bought it all.
They've bought it all. They did exist at one point, but they now just become. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot one of the biggest ones. Google, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Google. Look at all these. Look at all these companies.
We had a whole podcast about that.
Yeah. Look at all these companies, and look, where's their competition? Look at their competition. Oh wait,
they're gone.
They're gone. There is no competition. So, like, we've already,
Microsoft
in my
has done
opinion,
this too.
In my opinion, we've already gone too far in the world. We've already gone too far. Like, to think that to think that Nintendo is going to be bought by Microsoft is that the question? That question, is that too far? In my opinion, we've already gone too far. If we've gotten that far, we're already crumbling. We're already crumbling society at that point. If we have to ask that question, if that's actually a possibility, reality at some point, we've already crumbled. It's not a question of, is that morally right? Should it happen? The question should then be, where are we moving to? Because this is fucked. Mars?
Mars. The moon.
Elon, take us to Mars.
We're going to the moon.
Speaking of terrible people who are doing terrible things with their money. Rest in peace, Twitter.
He's going to the moon.
Rest in peace, Twitter.
He's going to the moon.
It's like, where are we going?
To the moon.
I vote we go to the depths of hell, because that's where we're all going to end up going anyway. And with that, Drip.
It's time for bed, right?
It's time for bed. No, it's time for the after show, Drip. It's not time for bed. It's time for the after show.
Night.
Of course, no, it's the after show time. You guys in the stream, if you're hanging out, we're going to be talking to you guys for a little bit longer. If you guys are listening on the audio side of things, we're going to sign off for now. This has been long enough. I have no idea how long this episode is. It's probably a very long one. But appreciate you guys hanging out for that. Stick around for the after show, people in the stream. But you guys on the audio side of things, we'll see you guys next week.
Night. Oh no!
Night. That's good. That was good. Welcome to the after show, everybody. Play the music, Drip. Press the button.
Which one?
The button, man. And welcome to the after show, everybody. I'm gonna go to the chat.
Yo,
how
Barker,
we doing over
what's
there?
Up? What's up, Barker?
Oh my goodness, dude. How long was we started at like 20?
That wasn't that bad. It was like an hour and 10 minutes.
I think it was an hour and 15 minutes or so.
Not bad. That didn't go crazy.
No, it could have gone so much longer. We could have, especially that last segment.
Y'all excited for fall? Yeah.
No.
Pumpkin spice, baby.
No, I'm not excited for fall. Although I do like fall. I'm not gonna knock fall. I'm not excited for fall because that means summer is over. That's why I'm not excited for fall. I'm not ready for summer to be over. But it is. I mean, oh, by the way, dude, speaking of adding to my terrible week, for the past 2 weeks, our weather report has been cloudy and rain. It has been Seattle, but colder and more depressing for the past 2 weeks. Like, talk about a horrible transition from summer to fall. It's been cloudy It's been raining and it's been chilly. Like, thanks, summer. Thanks for the last 2 weeks of summer. Been great. Like, fucking hell, man.
I mean, I had to bring all my plants in. I only have one still out there. It gets cold at night. I have one still out there.
What a Mega Boyd. Greta Van Fleet sucks. Do you, Mega Boyd, in the comments, tell us how you actually, I'm not sure if you're joking or not. I want to know how you feel about Greta Van Fleet, and then I will tell you how I feel about Greta Van Fleet. Go. Drip, how do you feel about Greta Van Fleet, Drip?
I feel neutral.
You're neutral about them?
I don't care.
Did you hear them when they were up and coming?
Yeah, I think you let me hear some of it actually, or told me where to go find it.
Well, they were up and coming in like 2018 or something like that.
I've heard what you told me to listen to.
So they weren't even on your radar.
No,
and haven't been. Okay, I mean they were on my radar back in like 2019, I would say. And there was an I don't know what the album's called, but there was one I really enjoyed. And then Mrs. Geeb all of a sudden, Mrs. Geeb is one of those people. Women in particular, girls, when they were girls, become infatuated with a group of boys who play music.
Yeah.
It started back when she
boy bands.
Boy
NSYNC.
So like back in the days when she was.
I was there.
Yeah, but Drip, she's not as old as you are. You're an old man. She was rocking the Jonas Brothers. I don't know when I want to vomit when I say that. But that was her.
Jonas Brothers.
That was her era. Like I'm looking at a Jonas Brothers collage her friend made her in like middle school.
No.
Like, so like she gets infatuated with these groups, and like she's like Beatlemania. You know the girls screaming at the Beatles. She's one of those, but for like all the boy bands she's liked.
New Kids on the Block.
And she just decided one day that she was a Greta Van Fleet fan, which I was like, that's awesome, because I think they're a cool band. I like what they're doing at the time. I've gotten less and less into them recently because they are all about the way they look. It's like how they look is so important, and the music is this album's saying this sound the same album to album the last few, and they're pumping them out fast with little like the differences in the albums are just all that to say. Now their latest album is trash. I listened to it. It's bad. It's a bad album. And I think they've completely sold out now. They're sold out now. They haven't even made it that big yet, but they've already sold out. And I can't believe it. I'm like mad at it.
It looks like they sound like Led Zeppelin.
Yeah, they're like a Led Zeppelin clone.
Oh, Shivy said, me and Drip are yeah. The JTT era. Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Yeah. The kid who played young Simba. He was also on Home Improvement. He was one of the kids in Home Improvement. All the girls were in love with that guy.
Yeah.
They were back in the day. And then it was boy bands. Then after that, I think it was NSYNC, and then like Backstreet Boys and all that stuff.
Yeah, it's not there. And the whole Led Zeppelin thing,
that's right.
That doesn't even that doesn't even bother me though. Like the fact that they sound like Led Zeppelin, that doesn't bother me that much. Like, cause like Jason said, they don't make music anymore. So I guess it's, if they want to take heavy inspiration, that's fine. My issue comes with the laziness from album to album. The latest product they've put out is bad. It's a bad product. When I go to the show tomorrow, and all this is to say, if you guys didn't know, Mrs. G, I said it at the pre-show, Mrs. Geeb and I are going to see them tomorrow because she's a big fan. I'm happy for her. I'm going to support her. We're going to go. It's going to be great. It's rock music. I don't know. Who cares? Rock music's good. I'm hoping that they not prove me wrong, but I'm hoping that they show me that they're not sold out and they want to put a good show on. Because if we go there tomorrow and the music is lackluster, their efforts lackluster, and and not the show, but their music. They're so infatuated with their look and being up with the trends, with the girls that they're fall in love with them. Can they put on a good show and sound great live? That's if they can do that tomorrow, they'll win me back. But they lost me.
I don't know. So the new Blink sucks. I haven't heard it yet.
Best thing
check that out
about this is Jeeb's gonna be happy after taking the missus, and she's gonna be so pumped. Yeah, it's gonna be good. It's gonna be a great time. I'm not gonna sit there like be angry because I'm like, I'm not gonna sit there like that watching them. But I'm looking forward to them putting on a good show. If they don't put on a good show, then I think they've completely sold out. They're doing all this for the fame, not for the music, and I think they should just go ahead and stop. But that should be determined.
Well, tell us how you really feel.
Let me tell you, they're going to join us in hell when we all go there.
We're all going there. Yes, I guess that's what you're saying. So
I did say that.
Very interesting. Very interesting.
I'm glad you guys understand my comedy, because some people be like, "How dare you say that?
How dare you say hell? How dare you say hell? What the hell, man?
What the hell? I'm like the happiest man besides my depression, man. Like, come on. I don't mean that.
Oh, I gotta be honest, man. I'm dying. I'm dying.
Yeah, I know you are. You were a good trooper tonight, man.
I need to go to sleep, like right now.
Yeah, that's fair. Do we want to do just an episode with G? Do you want to just leave and see what happens when I'm the only one here?
You can do what you want to do. If you want to hang out with these fine folks, curious. You can do that.
I will give.
If y'all don't mind, I would like to take my leave and go beddy bye.
Yeah. Well, Drip,
sleep.
Man, you know what? I'm not getting off here until we get to 20 likes, so I'm gonna sit here until we get to 20 likes.
All right. Well, you guys hang out with Geeb. Thanks for coming and listening to us talk about things. Yeah. I am going to bed. I do need to remind all of you, though, there's a video coming out on a very cool controller tomorrow. A very cool controller. Make sure you watch this video.
For sure.
It's a good one. It's a very cool controller.
For sure, man. All right, dude.
It literally has features I've never seen. Did you watch it, Geeb?
I did. I need to rewatch it because I watched it while moving around.
It has a feature, like a special motion control feature that I've never seen in a controller.
I need to rewatch it.
It's very strange. It's cool. It's very cool, but yeah.
All right, Drake. I'm gonna hold these people hostage until they give 20 likes. So that's what I'm gonna do.
17 guys. You're almost there. All right.
Almost there. All right, Drip. Have a good sleepy boy. Goodbye. Oh, that's right. He had the music as well. Luckily. Wait. Oh no! Crap. Hold on. I can get the music. Wait. Hold on. Everything's falling apart. Control V. Everything's falling apart. Oh my gosh. Undo. Oh no. We're gonna do this again. Hold on. Audio. Copy. We're copying the audio, bringing it over with us. I never set this scene up to have this the right things. There we go. There we go. All right. Fine. All right. 18 likes, guys. Welcome to the after show if you're just joining us. Uncle Jeeb's the only one here because Drip has decided to go to bed, which is very good. Drip needs to go to bed. Drip was telling me how tired he was before the show. I was afraid he wasn't going to make it tonight, but he did. What a trooper. What a trooper. We're here. I need 2 more likes, guys. I'm holding you hostage. We're not ending this stream until we can get to 20 likes. Guys, we're at 18 likes. There's 11 of you guys in here. I imagine that 1 or 2 of you have not liked the stream yet. If you haven't done so yet, give us a like because you're all being held hostage until we get those 2 more likes. You're all being held hostage right now. You're going to have to listen to me stutter and talk over myself and be a fool until we get 2 more likes. If you guys have all liked the stream already, just share the stream. Go ahead and share the stream. Share the podcast to somebody else. Tell them to come in here and like it. 20 likes. That's what I need. That's what we got to have. I need it. That's what I need. You guys see my porg back there? Look at my porg back there. There he is. There's my little porg back there. I can only press it so many times, man. Listen, I got 4 accounts. Listen, I don't like my own content 4 different times, but I got 4 YouTube accounts. Just use your other accounts and like the stream. It's fine. I'm just messing. Giants about to lose to the Dodgers pretty soon. You mean I guess you mean of a game, not the playoffs, because I imagine the Giants are nowhere near the standings of the Dodgers at the moment. That's unfortunate, Meg. I'm sorry about that. I don't know where the Phillies are doing right now. Let me check what the Phillies are doing right now. My beloved fighting Phils. Are you guys losing? Let's see. Tie-breaking home run by Nicky Castellanos, 454 feet. I see that message in my feed here. Let's see. The Phillies are on top of the Mets right now, top of the 8th, 5-4. That's good news. That's good news. Very happy about that. Go fighting Phils. Beat up the Mets. They're playing each other tonight. That's right, Mega. Drip, hopefully Drip knew it was trash night. My guess is he's gone straight to bed. He's not even listening right now. He probably went straight to bed and doesn't remember that it was trash night. So that's unfortunate. We got to 20 likes. Do I have a sound? We got that one. Thank you guys for 20 likes. That means I can leave now. But I'll hang out for a couple more minutes here. Listen, I was trying to come on. I was trying to leave until we got to about 1 hour 45. And we're almost there too. So thank you guys for 20 likes. I appreciate you guys. This has been a fun one, guys. What a crazy long podcast it was. Actually, it wasn't that long, I guess, but it felt long. It felt long because of how much information was in this show tonight. It was crazy. Cool. Before I go, I'll ask you guys this. What is the craziest leak that you guys saw? Or what was the craziest leak that was in this leak? The Xbox stuff, the Nintendo stuff, the emails. What was the craziest leak that you guys saw? Like what is and that you're most interested in happening? Like, is it the revised Xbox? Is it the controller? What was the other stuff? There's a lot of stuff that was in that leak. So much stuff in that leak. I know for me personally, it's the controller. That controller is absolutely fantastic. I think that controller is going to be my go-to controller once it comes out. I actually looking forward to that controller. Gyro, the Xbox design, because the Xbox has the best design controllers from a physical standpoint. The haptics, I love haptics. The look of it, the black and white looks awesome. That controller might be the sickest controller when it comes out. Well, that'll be yet to be determined. Hopefully it has Hall effect sticks and everything like that. Got some Greta Van Fleet to go complain about. Awesome, Mega Boy. Hey, go enjoy the Giants. Hopefully they pull out the win tonight. Thanks for hanging out, man. Appreciate you. Yeah, but that controller for me personally, that controller is the most exciting thing that was as a potential leak there. If you guys did not vote in our poll, actually I can go ahead and show you guys here. I do believe that's the wrong one. If you guys didn't vote in that poll over here, ignore the empty drip slot there. If you didn't vote in this poll, go and feel free on the community tab. If you guys are not members of the stream as well, make sure to do that. Guys, we have 4 members right now. We have 4 members. If we get to 8 members, you guys will be able to be displayed on our main YouTube homepage. Like you'll see your names will get to be displayed. So we need 4 more people to go ahead and become members. And you guys will get extra podcast content. The extra podcast is going to happen next Friday. We didn't talk about that. Next Friday is the members only podcast. Not sure what we're going to be talking about yet for that. But obviously, it's along the same lines as what we normally talk about, just as an extra podcast, as well as the it's going to be more conversational. We'll include the chat a little bit more, obviously for you few members. If you're chatting while we're doing it live, we'll include you guys within the episode. It'll be kind of a flowing conversation. I think Drip and I eventually will open it up with voice chat. If you guys are a certain tier, we only have 1 tier right now, but if we add multiple tiers, those higher tiers will be able to voice chat with us and actually participate in the episode. That would be kind of that'd be really awesome. So that's a thought for the future. But yeah, I think guys, we'll wrap it up here. I appreciate you guys hanging out. We got the 20 likes. That's amazing. You guys are spectacular. Yeah, what a great show it was tonight, guys. This is fun. I've not done this before where Drip has been gone, so I'm gonna sign off without Drip. So guys, we're gonna be seeing you guys next Thursday, and if you remember, we'll see you guys next Friday. We'll see you next Friday for the members only podcast. Appreciate you guys. We'll see you guys next time.